All right, good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Something got weird there for a minute with my video and audio. I think I know what it is. Give me a second here. Okay. Can everybody hear me there? Sorry about that. I had to deal with some issues on my end. And yeah, welcome to the Meditation Monday. We do this every Monday. A lot of y'all here are regulars, and we also have some irregulars as well too that show up from time to time. And so yeah, we just have fun. So as most of you know, we just talk about meditation. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. And there's no cover charge. Just ask that you just write your name and where you're from. That's not hard to do. We don't ask you for anything. We don't sell you anything. We don't ask for any donations or anything like that. So just write where you're from. Excuse me. And also, we got a poll going on with for a vote for which meditation we'll do today. We've got "You Are the Placebo" going on. We got "Synchronize Your Energy to a New Life," "The Alchemist," and "Synchronize Your Energy into the Mystical." So right now, looks like we got a hot race going on with "You Are the Placebo" and "The Alchemist." We got 13 votes and 12 people in here. So somebody showed up and voted and left. But we'll have some more people show up. I personally like The Alchemist. I like them all. I don't really care. I don't discriminate. So I think that, all right, we got, I think I got a really good show planned for you. And I had this girl reach out to me a little while ago, but I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to try to bring her on. Her name's Melissa, and she's doing a little bit of work. And if she can finish that up, I'm going to bring her on. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. We'll give her a little time to get on here. Got Nico here, is always here. Raphael showed up again. German Shepherd Mom. Loretta's here. Elizabeth from Quebec. Paulette from Vancouver. There's a lot of people that get on here from Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, I'm very popular in Canada. Number one out there. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But I do see a lot of people from Canada that get on here. So thank you for showing up. Katie here from Greer, South Carolina. Not too far away from me. The Verhonen people. Natalie from Germany. Now, hand pink waving. All right, cool. Now, Natalie, you asked some questions earlier in the chat, like a couple hours ago, that I can't see them now. I don't know if you can maybe type them in. I'd be happy to try to answer them, but I do know I was just waiting until the live stream was on before I would answer them. So I can't quite remember all of them that they were. So if you could please type them back in the chats, I'd be happy to try to answer those. Yes, you did put them in the chats, but I'm not seeing them here. So it may have since I started the live stream, it may be kind of refreshed the chats or something. So again, be sure to vote over here. Got a hot race. 29% votes for the top for the "You Are the Placebo," "Synchronize Your Energy to a New Life," and "The Alchemist." So it looks like we're going to have a close race tonight. I don't know. I get excited. I think it's fun. Great. And then so also I put in the chat in the description below, there's a Facebook group. Let me put this up if nobody's a part of that. This is the Facebook group here if you want to type all of those numbers in and everything. Or you could just search in Facebook Meditation Monday and then my name, Gregory Hodges, and it should come up. That's where maybe we kind of communicate. I do some last minute like pop-up, I call them pop-up midnight meditations. So I'll talk about them there, and yeah. So that's what's going on. Also, I put in the description below the link to our permanent Zoom call. That if you don't want to sit here and listen to me talk, then just go to the link at 8:00, and that's about what time we'll be getting started on the meditation. So if nobody wants to hear me talk, I understand. I get it. It's all good. Just that's the link there. Now, also, I wanted to share that, let's see here, that I got the Facebook group, got the Zoom link. I'm trying to think there was something else I was going to tell you, but I forgot for right now. It'll probably come up. So I know that Natalie, you asked a question earlier about the energy. You said that your body shakes, and you were asking, I think, all right, so maybe here's the question here. Meditation works? I thought of it. You asked the question. Let's see. Did it happen to you that some convulsions ended when a flash of energy shot through your body, and the next meditation, your body surprised you with a completely different movements? Um, I can't say specifically I would describe it like that, but I would say when I first kind of got hit with my body convulsing, yeah, it felt like a big old flash shot of energy. Just it's a big old blast. It felt like a lightning bolt hit me. And then my convulsions with my meditation were very erratic. They did not, they weren't a consistent thing. But now I would say I can kind of, I know what to expect when my body's shaking. So, but when it first started for the first couple of weeks, my body would just move in just random places. My head was bobbing all over the place, and still does. It was, now I can kind of manage it a little bit. It's a little tamer or something. I let the tiger out of the cage. And so, I just got it down to a little sheep now. I can handle that. But yeah, that's kind of what my experience was. But so I can kind of relate to what you're saying, but that's not how it is right now for me. That's how it was maybe in the beginning. So I would have, one meditation went like this, and then the next meditation, my body would kind of start shaking like this. But it wasn't anything totally different. I noticed there's some people that kind of shake in their legs. There's some people their arms shake. There's some people that kind of get stiff. Mine's all just kind of my torso, and my head is bobbing around. And it's all involuntary movements. For anyone that thinks I'm crazy, that's fine. Totally cool with it. I would have thought the same thing a year and a half ago if I was looking at myself now. So I totally get that, but they are involuntary, and I might be crazy, but I'm not shaking. I promise you. So I'm not making that happen myself. So I think there's a continuation of this question here. So it happened to me, strong convulsions, even film them. Boom, energy next time, only gentle head movements. Yeah, I don't think I personally believe that meditation is different for everybody. Their experience is different. So their convulsions are probably different, and you don't have to convulse. There's plenty of people that meditate that don't convulse. And I would say, for me going to Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation retreats, that I would say that mostly I kind of did like my own little survey, like because my body convulses. I kind of looked around and counted the people, how many people would convulse. And so there'd be 2,000 people in the room. And I kind of figured up that it was probably about 1 out of 50 people that were there meditating actually convulsed, or their body would shake during the meditation. Do you have to have that happen? No. For some reason it happens to me. Some reason it happens to other people. And, people say it's energy moving through your body, and I can't argue with that. I couldn't think of what a better description it could be. So I can't argue with that. It does feel like some kind of energy, but it's not the energy that I would have thought of if I didn't experience it. It's not something that I can relate to that happened before that happened, if that makes sense. I wouldn't tell somebody that you can anticipate what that's like. It happens to you, and then you go, oh, that's what that's like. Okay, that's different than what I would have suspected. So also, Natalie from Germany asked me, how's my car doing? Well, my old car is in the junkyard, and my new car is sitting in my driveway. So my car's doing good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's going really good. Let's see. You got another me too, like those inflatable car dealership things. Even my hands are flailing around. Yes. So, there's all kind of different movements. I will say that when I first started shaking and I started connecting with the meditation, I would go to bed at night and I would wake up. In the middle of the night to my body shaking. Like I was asleep and my body would be shaking, and I would wake myself up. Totally freaked me out. And that happened for a couple of weeks. And I went to it was happening during the retreat. And so I was talking to the people there, and I was kind of like, what's going on, man? You guys drug me up. like I'm shaking all the time now. I'm trying to sleep over here, and my body's shaking, and so um, it was definitely, the woman there. There's one woman there that helped me out a lot with a lot of questions I had. But she said, "Oh, don't worry. You'll be all right. Just it'll kind of subside after a couple of weeks." And she was right. It did. It doesn't really happen in my sleep anymore. But I think it just initially my body just was on fire. Just the energy was flowing through it so much that it would happen in my sleep, and I would wake up to my whole body shaking. Then I'd wake up and get it together and go, "Oh my God, I can't have this happen every night while I'm sleeping." But it didn't. It happened for a couple of weeks. So now, if you give me a second here. All right. So, like I said, I've got waiting on. I'm hoping that I've got a special guest coming on today. There's a girl that reached out to me from Hickory, North Carolina, right down the road from me here. She reached out to me on email. And we talked today just about an hour and a half ago. And if she can't get on here today, then she'll be on here next week. But she's been coming on the YouTube live streams, and she's been meditating with us for a couple of weeks, for a while now. And her story is, I haven't heard the whole story because I was like, you got to stop. You just got to tell it on the YouTube channel. She might be on now. I hope so. But I was like, you got to stop and you got to tell it live on here. So I don't even know if I should try. I'm not going to try to explain it, but basically she blew my mind earlier. And so I'm excited to get her on here at some point, but she lives down the road here. Meditation totally changed her life and saved her life. And literally, and I'll let her tell her story. But as a matter of fact, let me see. No, this is rude, but I'm about to see if she's going to be able to make it here. I promise you, this is worth the wait here, just of the awkward silence. If I can get her on today, then it would be amazing. And if not, then we'll definitely have her next week. But let me see here. All right, goodness. Okay. All right. Okay, so she's not going to be able to make it, but I will say she said she's willing to come on next week. She just kind of got caught up, but she was willing to come on today, but she kind of got caught up doing some work stuff. I was like, you got to make it happen. So I'm excited to hear her story. I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing. I'm going to help her out, make a video. Like, it's going to be awesome. So you got to tune in next week. I'm going to bring her on the YouTube live stream, and it'll just be, I'm convinced you'll be blown away, because I was. I haven't heard too many stories like her. She saved her life. She was on the brink of dying, and she was able to overcome it through meditation. But I'll let her tell the rest of it there. That's all I'm going to say. Now, going back to this energy thing, is I was having a conversation with a couple of people this week about that as well too, and Natalie was asking about that. Natalie from Germany here was asking about it. And so for the energy for me, someone was asking me, like, what does the energy feel like? And because I have some people kind of talk to me about energy. I just think of the energy moving through my body when my body shakes. And I have some people describe the energy to me. That's not really my experience with it. And so I thought I would share that. But it almost feels like, I gotta spell this out here. I gotta make sense. But it's almost like when my body shakes and convulses, I've got like this kind of like tube that just kind of runs through me. It doesn't feel like an actual tube, but I'm trying to make an analogy because it is hard to explain. But it almost feels like water running through this pipe through here. And when I first started meditating and my body started convulsing, this water was dirty. And so when I started having these experiences that some people have seen my videos, when I started having these experiences, things were flying through just my mind. It's just like fast. And I could tell they were real things, and I couldn't make out what they were during these meditations. I was like, whoa, I can't even keep up with this. But what I'm convinced it was the energy, and it was that water coming through that was just so polluted with stuff that I was releasing out of my body that it was just, I couldn't keep up with it. So now I've got good clean water flowing through me. But every once in a while, just like in a swimming pool, you got a little patch of leaves over here, and you got the little siphon thing. You're trying to suck the leaves out. You're trying to keep the pool clean. So when you do that, you kind of suck up some stuff that's, the dirt, the leaves, the limbs, and things like that. So I've got good clean water coming through now. So now, when something comes through, what I'm analogizing is the pipe of this energy. It's good clean water most of the time, but every once in a while in these meditations I'll get this and it's just this bad, nasty, ugly looking memory or thing that I've been holding on to, and it's almost like it just gets put up on the movie screen of my mind. And so meditation helps that flow come through, but it has the you're cleaning out the dirt, so that's what comes up. And that's kind of maybe one of the ways that I could try to make sense of that. And so as it's flowing through, there's things that I'm kind of that I've got stuck in my body. Or if I'm analogizing it to a swimming pool, you're always cleaning something out. You're always having to clean the pool. And so that's what meditation does. You're constantly cleaning your water. And the water's just flowing through you all the time. So at the beginning, when I first started meditating, it's a terrible experience for me because it was so profound and it was heavy. And I tell people it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, and probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And that's hard for some people to probably believe, but I don't wish it upon anybody. It was a tough thing, but I also my water was coming through. It was so polluted that I was having to deal with probably 10,000 different things. And now that I've gotten rid of a bunch of junk, now I'm able to just deal with one or two things that show up, and I can keep the maintenance of my pool and my water clean. So, but yeah, I think In the Know's got something to say here. Energy is different per person and per incident depending on how connected you are each time. Sometimes it's overwhelming and I pull out. Other times it's numb. Other times feel the air flowing through. Yes, and I totally couldn't agree more. I don't think anybody should be looking for what happened to someone else, that they need to see that in their meditations. Everybody's lives are different. So your brains are wired up differently. And so there's not one way to meditate. There's not one experience that everybody, and I don't want to knock anybody, but I know a lot of people talk about, they follow Dr. Joe. They're trying to find the blue beings. They want to find blue beings, and I just don't think that's a thing. I think it's a thing that maybe a couple of people had an experience with that, and I'm not knocking them, but it's not. I don't believe that's something that everyone is supposed to experience. You don't get to choose how you want these things to look, and you don't get to decide. You don't really have a say in any of it. It's like plugging the cell phone up to the computer, and when you do that, it does its thing. You can't stop that. You don't know what's going on in there. You can't even figure it out. I can't figure. I mean, there's some people that could probably tell you that, but meditation's heavier and deeper than that, than plugging your cell phone up to a computer. And so there's not a lot of people that can tell you what's going on there. You just have to kind of just hop on and go for the ride. And everybody's experience is different. Energy probably feels different for everybody. And so that is some of the things that I could share with you. Let's see if there's any questions. I'm hoping that makes sense. Sometimes I get to talk and I'm like, I forgot what I was even talking about. All right, so we got synchronize your energy to a new life. We got 19 votes out there. There's 21 people. So that means there's 2 people that have not voted on here. Come on now. It's not hard. You just push a button. You can have fun. It's just like you just push a button on the internet, and then we can see what meditation we're going to do. So we got You Are the Placebo, Synchronize Your Energy to a New Life, The Alchemist, and Synchronize Your Energy to the Mystical. A very close race for all these today. So 21 people on here, and there's only 19 votes. Come on, we got to get 2 more good people to do some voting here. And all right, let me see if there's any other questions here. Again, I know I mentioned the woman that reached out to me. She's got an amazing story. If you're just showing up, I was trying to get her on today. It was kind of last minute. She had to do some work stuff. Her name's Melissa, but she's promised me she's going to be here on next week. I'm going to bring her on, and I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. So it blew my mind, and I only heard like 1/8 of the story. I said, "You got to stop. You got to stop." So let me see here if there's any. All right, Mountain Dew showed up. All right, so Jane says she has felt the shaking before when doing the body electric. Could happen there. All right, Amy's here from Indiana. All right, so I think Natalie, this is Natalie from Germany, waking up because bless energy was rushing to my heart. I was reading a book in the train and my head wanted to look to the right out of the window. Okay. Thank you for the comment. Hooked for you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me see. All right. Mia Pia's from Austin showed up. All right. At hard time, the meditation is like a hero's journey or initiation, Jane says. Yes, it is. I like that, Jane. Let's see. All right. So In the Nose got something else to say here. You have to be conscious of the light beings to see them. Quite incredible, large and small. Yeah, I can't say that, that you have to see them or everyone will, or I don't think that should be a goal. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that should be a goal. You should just turn it over to the meditation and just let them show you what needs to happen. And if you see blue beings, well, then you get to see them. There you go. But I find that a lot of people get caught up in just trying to maybe go after something like that. And just let the thing do its thing. When you show up to a restaurant, you don't tell them how to cook. You show up to a movie, you don't say, I don't like this. Change the movie while it's going on. You just show up and let them do their thing. So that's what I believe you need to do with meditation. All right, so there's a question. What are your favorite meditations at the ATM? I guess that means at the moment. And what's your routine? 2 hours in the morning. How do you go about this? Good question. I don't have a routine. I understand some people need a routine, but I meditate every day. I just don't do it at a certain time. I typically will probably do it at nighttime, but sometimes I'll do it in the morning, and sometimes I'll do it at night. It just depends. So, but most of the time I probably do it in the evening. I'm not a good guy to be talking about a routine. I don't think that there should be a routine, but that's also my personality. I think that the way that I was able to connect with the meditation was because I totally got out of a routine. I got out of my, all right, well, I got to do this and this and this and this and this in order to meditate. And those were just things that I thought I needed to do in order to meditate. And me personally, looking back on it, that was just my ego taking over of this is what I need in order to meditate. You think of ego a lot of times as, somebody that has a lot of money and they're talking braggadociously. But ego could just mean that, hey, I need this. When really, I think probably the ego is probably just when you talk about yourself. Anyway, that's so your questions, what is your favorite meditations? I don't have like a favorite one, but I guess if I had to pick one, a lot of people ask me that, it would be The Alchemist. But I mean, I tune into any of them, so I tap right in and I go and I just roll with it. And I do believe that it's not the meditation that is the secret. It's you. And if the meditation isn't going to take you there, it's just maybe a little helpful. But it's typically, if you're having a hard time with the meditation, it's typically an operator error, not the meditation. There's not a secret meditation that will get you there versus other ones, in my opinion. All right, so, yeah. All right, so it's getting on 8 o'clock. I don't do 2 hours in the morning, Natalie. I might not. I don't have a routine, but I definitely do it pretty much every day. There are days that I do miss, but not very often, I would say. And when I bring on the guest next week, and we talk to a lot of people on here, there's not a lot of people don't miss a day. So the guest I'm bringing on next week, she hasn't missed a day, and I guarantee you she won't miss a day after what happened to her. And we also, if I want to point out, doctors told me I had ADD, but I don't believe them. I don't know what they're talking about. German Shepherd mom, Loretta, on here, announced to me the other day that she has a birthday which is not her actual birthday, but it's she's got her 1 year anniversary. I think it was yesterday of meditating for 1 year every day. And so, congratulations. She's not a crazy person. She's very reasonable. She's got a nice job, and she meditates every day for a reason. If anybody's looking to get into it, she's because it works for her, and it works for everybody a little bit differently. And she wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work for her. So, congratulations on your meditation birthday, Loretta. All right, so let me all right, so does everybody have the link? The link should be in the description below as far as where we're going to go meditate. Where are we at with the poll here? So it looks like we got 21 votes. There's 21 people on here. We're going to do synchronize your energy to a new life. Yes, yay Loretta. 1 year 1 year anniversary of meditating every day. Congratulations. All right, so if everybody's got the link, it should be in the description. If you could go to that, and I'll try to let everybody in. This is kind of a new way for me here, so a new thing for me. So going about it this way. Let's see here. All right. Okay, is everybody seeing the link in the description below, or do you want me to copy and paste the? Why don't I copy and paste it like I normally do? Okay, in case you don't know where the description is or what the description is, there's the link to the Zoom meditation that we're going to be doing here in just a minute. And I'm going to be letting people in just momentarily. If you haven't ever meditated before, just come on over and just check it out. See how crazy we are. Just do 10 minutes, 5 minutes, do the whole hour. It's probably going to be about an hour. I know, Loretta, we're in the waiting room. I kind of like having the control. I'm going to wait a minute. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Let's get... admit. Oh, all right. Should have everybody coming in. All right, everybody in the Zoom call here. I'm going to pull up the meditation and get that going. Give me just a minute. All right. Sorry, I didn't quite have this set up, but... what are we doing again? All right, synchronize your energy to a new life. All right, here we go. Give me a second. Let me share the screen. You guys can hear me over there, Loretta? Okay, good. Making sure. All right, I'm going to play. It's a 3.5 minute little introduction by Dr. Joe. I'm going to play that. If anybody's got to use the restroom, now's a good time to do it, and you can listen along. Give me a thumbs up. You can hear it, Loretta. When
Greetings, everyone. Dr. Joe here. I wanted to take so that the how gets easier. This meditation is called synchronizing your energy to a new life. And so many of us get stuck in certain thoughts and feelings that create a consistent energy in the way we manage ourselves and our lives. Synchronizing your energy to a new life is going to require you to